Tax season is coming to a close, and I hope you finish your taxes. Look, I know I'm quite the procrastinator, but there's still time. Besides, I want to tell you about a webtoon I think has potential to become the next hit anime, and it hasn't even been around that long. The Tax Reaper is an entertaining story with an interesting premise that will surprisingly keep you invested. So what is the Tax Reaper, and why am I giving it so much praise? You're about to find out. If you could have any superpower, you'd probably want something convenient like teleportation or useful like super strength, but what about the ability to view everyone's total amount of illegally withheld taxes? I know, that's exactly what you're going to say next, right? Meet Yoon Shin, a hardworking and morally just 30-something who just so happens to be a He inherits this unique ability that simply displays this number above a person's head and for quite some time contemplates just what the heck is going on, even making a cheesy Dragon Ball Z reference. Yoon tries ignoring it, but to no avail, and honestly, I can't blame him because if I was in his shoes, I would have done the same exact thing and probably chalked it up to just needing more sleep or something. All Yoon wants is to live a comfortable life, except his life has been anything but. His father passed away, and his brother unremorsefully left the family, leaving Yoon to take care of his ailing mother and the massive debt. But there is one problem. Yoon can't keep a job to save his life. Yeesh, if this ain't rock bottom, I don't know what the heck is. We meet Yoon, who finally gets a job at a company, and this guy is already hard at work auditing their tax totals, and he notices something is off. He tries to tell his superior, who tells him to let it go, but this is where the pieces start to fall together for him, as he remembers a particular person with a similar looking number on top of his head. It was the unsuspecting company director, and this was the moment when Yoon was faced with his biggest choice of his life. Ignore and continue working, or tell someone and face the wrath of the unknown. Now, we wouldn't have much of a story if he just let it slide now, would we? So after making that call, the company director was arrested for embezzlement and taken off to jail, but as you probably figured, Yoon's call came with a cost because he got fired faster than a minnow can swim a dipper. Now losing this job didn't really matter to Yoon anymore because he had a new outlook on life. Seeing all these numbers of people grifting gave him the confidence to take down every single swindler in Korea. This is where the Tax Reaper truly begins the story, as Yoon moves to do just that. But first, he must pass the civil servant exam. So what makes the Tax Reaper so good? Well, it starts with the protagonist, Yoon, who is dorky, mild-mannered, and unassuming, but has the heart of a warrior. He's committed to his newfound mission of making everyone in Korea pay their dues, and will do whatever it takes to accomplish that goal. This guy would truly make the IRS's greatest mascot, as he is brave, focused, and calculating. But know that he's been through the ringer both emotionally and financially. It's those very reasons why he can keep calm and carry on, which is something that King Charles III could definitely use a bit of right about now. What's even more impressive is how Yoon manages to defeat these white-collar heathens, because with each story arc comes a tougher challenge for Yoon, as they have more resources at their disposal. While the story may be a little formulaic and somewhat predictable, the excitement lies in the journey as Yoon navigates some treacherous waters where he's literally had to fight his way out in order to build cases against these powerful people. Yoon's creativity and savviness are on full display, and you'll marvel at how he makes each one bite their own tongue. He's not a person you want to cross, even though he may not necessarily look that imposing. There are a few underlying subplots, and none are more intriguing than the one between Yoon and his brother, who are obviously not on the best of terms. Yoon can never forgive how his brother just walked out on them at the point where they needed him the most, and part of Yoon's motivation to succeed is his complete disdain for him. Now you can believe that those two are headed for a collision course in the future, and I, for one, can't wait to see how that turns out. The panels are vibrant, attention-grabbing, and detailed so beautifully to the point where you just can't stop reading. Also, the way they symbolically capture the battles between Yoon and the villains are quite entertaining as they actually fight each other in a war of words and attrition. These panels brilliantly symbolize these standoffs in a way that matches that high intensity and feeling you'll get when reading. It's easy to imagine those conversations are actually a true death battle, and I think adapting this webtoon into an anime would look really cool. Not to mention, the concept has already been done before if you've watched the high-stakes Shokugeki cooking battles in Food Wars, or even played through the intense trials in any Ace Attorney video game. The Tax Reaper is an exciting webtoon created by a newcomer who goes by Winter Sleep Turtle back in December 2021. This series is one wild ride that'll keep you on your toes, and the first season finished pretty recently. While not announced when, the second season will start back up in the near future, so now is the perfect time to catch up, and you can find it on Webtoon. Now if you got anything else to say, I'd love to hear it and talk some more about it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, you can send me an email or find me on Twitter or Facebook. Oh, and one more thing. If you like what you're watching, feel free to subscribe by clicking that platypus to keep up with my latest videos. Thanks for watching, and stay nerdious.